You arrive in the city of Kion. Having ridden down on a lock-stepped series of horses, you arrive in the city and make your way down from the northern gate. There is a great deal of activity, none of it, fortunately, at the hands of the restless dead. In the last 2 months, the tireless work of Kion's reclamation has been undertaken with a degree of brutal efficiency, and as you came by outside, you could still see some of the charnel pits where the necessary mass cremations took place. But there is a more jubilant air now, a sense of relief from the people who wander to and fro. Many of the streets are still empty, still dark and quiet, even though they have been reclaimed, as people begin to move back in to the Wales husk that is Kion. But as a whale's bones may shelter life, life too is finding its way here. You pass by humans, men and women, halflings, a handful of orcs, and only a couple at first, moving a little hurriedly as if they don't quite believe it, and not entirely without some askance glances, but some tieflings. One with reddish skin and curled horns, another with a more sort of ochre-coloured appearance with 4 small sharp horns like those you might find on an impy or similar. And while it's not perfect, people seem to be willing to let people live. As you move closer down the docks into the area that used to be the domain, unbeknownst to you, of the Glutton, a large community has begun finding their own homes here, and the presence of tieflings grows larger and larger, but not just tieflings, not like it was in Horn Alley. There are humans and orcs living here as well, and while, again, there is some discomfort and there's the occasional friction, people are settling in. In fact, there is no clearer friction than you see when you pass a stall where a tiefling has a large pushcart, and he's busy trying to haggle for different sort of belongings there. He's got a variety of objects looted, or perhaps, or maybe recovered, or maybe even brought from elsewhere, and is in a raging argument with a human woman. Look, I don't... Actually, it would be, look, I do not care how much you say this is worthwhile. I tell you, all of this is absolute trash. The scabby, kind of scaly skinned tiefling with the L-shaped horns and yellow slitted eyes goes, no, trust me, it is fine. These are absolutely the highest quality. Only one previous owner. Oh yes, and what previous owner was that? You know what, how about I do you a discount? It's fine, you don't need to ask those questions. You move on past sweet negotiations until you reach the house that you were given directions to. It's actually quite a nice house. It's a little dilapidated, but at one point it clearly belonged to a moderately well-off family, and you can see that the new inhabitants have already begun clearing out the place. There's signs of repairs to the roof, and you see one person that the exterior wall, the beginnings have begun of a mural in green and blue paint depicting a sort of verdant scene, although only the basic outlines have been done at this stage.
Okay, I kind of take a breath and rate myself and go up and knock on the door.
There's a pause. After a few moments, the door opens and a hulking red-skinned tiefling with branching antler horns and thick, very mottled skin with scale-like patterns on it glares down at you with glowing yellow pupilless eyes. What do you want?
Hey. I think I'm expected. Oksana.
Their expression immediately clears. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I am Chase.
I'm still covering up a bit. You're good.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
I would like to
course.
confirm for the listeners that the hair is still up. The horns are still covered.
She looks up and down your... Are you in your military uniform or in your civilian clothes?
I'd be in civvy clothes, but I've still got my big bracer and leather arm cuff, and I think I probably still look like an army mage, to be honest. I mean, like my standard brown leathers rather than the uniform, but like, I look like an army mage.
There's a moment in her eyes of both a little bit of distrust, but also something a little impressed there as well. And after a moment, she nods and goes, "Forgive me." Extends a hand.
I shake it.
It's like it's a bit like a baseball catcher's mitt around your hand.
Yeah, I imagine it goes around like my whole fucking hand. How tall is Chase? She's like huge, isn't she?
Yeah, Chase is
7
foot tall.
Oh god.
Although she hunches.
Yeah.
Please come in.
Of course. Chase, was it?
Yes.
Good to meet you. Sorry to have freaked you out. I understand.
It's fine. We're still getting used to the place.
It's all right. I mean, are you hiding outside?
Well, no, but
that must be weird.
Yes, I'm still very much getting used to it.
I understand that. Speaking of which, I'm going to start taking my hair down. I hope you don't mind now that I'm inside. I'm sick of wearing it like this.
Of course.
I take the plaits out.
Let me give you a hand.
Thank you.
There we go.
Constant headache. You don't notice it after a while.
She glances up at the ceiling, which is not hard because her head is almost next to it. I know how you feel.
Yeah, neck pain, I'd imagine.
You would not believe. I was not happy about the fact we did not have a courtyard here like in my old home, but apparently I can just go outside now.
That's really strange.
It is. She shakes her head.
Scary, actually. Are people actually being okay here? Like, is it actually all right?
I mean, between you and me, there are still some shitheads, but now I'm allowed to smack them about. I mean, or threaten to.
I mean, I'd like to see them go for you. I look up. She's like nearly 2 feet taller than me.
They go for my wife mostly.
Oh, right.
She gestures with her hand down to Lilith's much shorter sort of level.
It won't take them long to figure out she's married to you. Sorry, where are my manners?
No. Let me fix you something. I will call...
Thank you.
She totters over in the kitchen. You can see there's actually a curious little device, with an oil burner and water on it. It's something unexpectedly familiar to you. There's a samovar of Meadmere
like a Meadmere
design.
Ah, you make tea like my dad.
When we moved over from Brighthall, we stopped off at one point in Meadmere, and Lilith wanted one. You are, well, of course, from the old country.
Yeah, you too, I guess. Or no? Sorry,
Father was.
Guessed from the accent.
No,
Didn't mean
father
to assume.
was, and I get the accent from him.
Ah. No, I'm, little place out in the middle of nowhere, obviously.
No, he is out working with Hope on and Mordecai on some of the rebuilding work today.
Oh, fair enough.
It's just the three of us in.
Is Wisdom around?
One moment. Wisdom! Wisdom! You have a visitor! She'll come down.
I did warn her.
Another figure does actually descend from the stairs, though not the small child you might be expecting. Well, not small child, but a younger teenager. It's still a young tiefling, but of late teens. Purple skin, red eyes, branching horns. And indeed, although the ends are cracked, the antlers on Courage Gremani have almost entirely regrown.
Would I recognise that damage to the antlers? Like, would I be able to tell that it was some sort of...
You would be able to tell that the way that they're cracked looks quite obviously like an assault.
Like someone messed with them, yeah. Rather than they've just cracked.
They've cracked, yeah. There's little obvious signs in the fractures, and he comes down and gives you a wing. Well, hello there.
Hello.
Hi,
Oksana. Nice to meet you. Hello.
Courage.
Yeah, I think you were warned of me coming. I assume Wisdom told you.
Thanks for a moment. Maybe, yes. He wanders over to the table and absent-mindedly takes a bottle of something, uncorks it and sips at it.
Like from the bottle?
Straight from the bottle. Swigs from the bottle, puts it down.
So, how's Kion treating you? If you don't mind me asking, so I'm really curious.
No, it's, there's a lot more room than Horn Alley, and,
Yeah, I never went there.
No.
Thought it'd be suspicious to be seen going in there, to be honest.
Military
life. I do a little mock cheers with my tea.
Does a cheers with his drink and swigs at you. No, I get that. No, there's lots going on. Just trying to figure out where best to put my energy, you know.
What did you do before? If you don't mind me asking, while we're waiting for Wisdom, we might as well chat. Is Chase still around? Like, are we just the two of us?
Chase makes the tea, kind of rolls her eyes a little bit at Courage. Do not mind my brother. I need to. She's not. Maybe she's asleep. I'm going to go get Wisdom. You two chat.
Okay, take your time. She doesn't need
Chase
to rush.
Begins
I'm not in a
upstairs.
hurry if you're not.
Courage looks around. But I was a thief and a burglar and a lover. Okay, not the last part. That didn't work. Yeah.
You get your heart broken?
Well, she did her best, but she just broke my hands.
Oh shit.
It's all right. She would have got the heart too. But
what a bitch.
Top class bitch. But, it's like that play. All in cycles. 'Cause, her papa killed my mama.
Shit.
So my papa killed her mama. But it's all long ago now and on the others.
And then she broke your horns?
No, she broke my heart and then she broke my horns and then she tried to break my heart with the horn.
That's fucking rough as shit.
Yeah.
I know some very good army chaplains. If you ever want to talk to someone who's good with this sort of thing.
Always been a little hard to find faith in the Regent.
They don't talk about the Regent.
No?
Not the good ones. No. They just talk. Do you think I'm into the Regent? Come on. No, the shit ones wax lyrical about the Regent. The good ones, they just help you talk. You know?
Maybe.
I can give you some names if you want. They wouldn't mind you're not in the army, not if I give you a note. Sorry, I'm getting really familiar. I met you like 5 seconds ago. I'm getting carried away with the not having to lie.
It's like that, isn't it? It's been a bit like that for all of us.
The second you don't lie to someone, everything just comes tumbling out, doesn't it?
What if
think
I
I'm
was
a crazy
in the army?
person. What?
What if I was in the army?
Would you want to be?
I don't know. I've been thinking about it. When we were in Alessandre, I did some work there for a man named Gavel. Not the kind of... Glances and lowers his voice. Not the kind of work that my father would approve of. Or, who knows? It was the work not exactly the work he used to do, but it was angry work. Work with my fists.
It's not a good place to put your rage, you know.
But it put it somewhere.
Do you think the army would help?
I don't know.
Because
I've heard that they are all recruiting and you get a vote if you join.
True?
Even if you are a tiefling.
Yeah, even then. Fuck me, I sound jaded, don't I? But the thing is, I see... How old are you?
He smiles a little bit. Coming up on 18.
You're young.
People keep telling me that.
You know... I don't want to discourage you from doing something you want to do, because I don't think that's good, but you might want to check your reason. Because the thing is, when I was first training to be a mage, I saw a lot of young, angry people joining up to the army who wanted somewhere to put their anger. It's not a good place for it. You make bad decisions, you get your friends killed, you kill people who shouldn't die, you put it all into, well, it's not your fist, it's a gun, which is worse. Fists, you gotta make a decision before you can swing with them. A gun, it's a button. It's a trigger. I don't use guns. My point is, one stray thought in the wrong place and somebody's dead. If you're angry and volatile and not in a good state, I look at his horns before I can stop myself. It's not the place to work it out.
He reaches for the bottle again and...
That's not gonna help.
Sighs and pushes it over the side of the table to you. Feel free to take it with you. Then. A gift. Yay.
You're younger than you look, you know?
Yeah. Maybe write down those names if that would be okay.
Oh well, I'll write a note saying I sent you as well, okay?
He nods.
Fuck, I've only met you 5 minutes ago. What are we doing?
It's a new crazy time. I'm sure in no time at all it will become the normal time again.
It's like as soon as I'm not in disguise, I just can't put up any barriers. Somewhere I'll learn the middle ground, but I've been lying for a long time. It's very strange not to, but I just... You know, maybe when things are better in a little while, the army would be great, but...
But maybe not for now.
You shouldn't join because you're angry. That's where you get those sort of mad young officers who enjoy their work too much. There's, they're a thing.
You hear creaking on the stairs, and a young tiefling girl with pale white skin, silver hair, and white eyes. They have iris and pupil, but the iris itself is a pale white. Descends. She has horns which are growing now from small nubs into the starts of slightly longer antlers. She's wearing a pale green dress with a couple of blue ribbons on it.
Hey.
Hello, Oksana.
Wisdom?
Yes.
Lovely to meet you.
Good to meet you. Courage pushes himself up. I'll leave you to it. I should go out and find some work.
Yeah, get yourself outside.
Yeah. Oh.
Hey, enjoy the fact that you can. That's crazy.
I know. It's one of those things. I stay out in the sun long enough, maybe I'll see it.
Yeah. I've seen people after a battle who look like you. I've probably looked like you at points. It gets better. It takes time.
Well, thank you anyway.
I'll leave the note on the table. Lovely to meet you.
He nods.
Best of luck.
Gives you a little salute, a little slightly flippant salute.
I'll give him one back.
Oh. Wisdom. Don't talk her ear off too much. Claps his sister on the shoulder and slightly swaggers out, although it's a bit put on. The door closes behind him.
Hi.
Hello! So
you're the one Scamp goes on about so much.
Do they?
Yeah.
Good.
They told me about you.
Good. She blushes a little. And sits down and reaches over and gets a teacup and pours some tea from the samovar.
I don't know where to start.
Me neither. Okay, so it's really weird here, but it's nice.
Yeah, you can... I keep saying it, but you can go out.
Yes.
Like outside.
I'm hoping that my tutor will come down as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's a little standoffish, but she's...
Oh, yeah? What have you got? Anyone I know?
She's a lady who works at the university, Professor Marisha Wilkins.
Do I know her?
Not really ringing a bell. Like, you might have heard the name, but she doesn't sound like a someone especially esteemed or anyone that you know from the army.
No, I don't know her. Probably a bit too old.
Well, she's President Savat, and sort of asked her to help see if she could teach me, and...
Yeah, and you met up with Matcher, yeah?
Yes.
Was he nice to you?
Oh, yes, he was.
He always is. He's very good. He's a friend of mine.
No, he said he was a friend of Scamp's as well.
Yeah, definitely. No, actually, he's the only one who knows I'm a tiefling in the army. That's gonna change soon.
Her eyes open a little. Really?
It's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about, actually. I thought you should know. I also thought meeting you might help me have the guts to do it, actually.
I mean...
What if you didn't have to be the first one? You want to be a wizard, right?
She nods.
Maybe not an army one. I don't know what routes you want to take, but...
I don't know if I'd want that. We saved up enough that I'd be able to do it maybe without the army if most of it was for... Well, most of it was Papa's plan to bribe me in and then keep it under wraps, but I don't want to do it like that.
Yeah. We
guess.
bribed a little. Nobody really knew, but we bribed so that I didn't have to talk about who my parents were. Basically. No one ever saw anything. It was never out there, but we bribed for less questions.
Do you mind if I ask questions?
You can ask as many questions as you want.
Tell me about your parents. Have you got any siblings?
I don't have any siblings, it's just me. Apparently I was enough.
She glances sort of upwards and at the door. Well, Chase was definitely not enough for my father. Or my
I'm
mother.
Surprised. There's a lot of Chase. I make like a tall person.
But apparently she was very little once.
Oh, wow. I can't actually physically imagine that with my brain. My parents, they live in Meadmere. My dad is pretty much the best person I've ever met.
She nods and sips at her tea.
He's not easily hideable, which was a problem. He's bright green, for a start, which obviously is an issue, although I thought it was super cool when I was a kid, because he's green. It's amazing.
It's cool.
Yeah, but he has these big fucking horns that start all the way down at his eyebrow, and he's got a tail with spikes on, like, it's not gonna work. But, he's actually the reason I wanted to do magic. He does magic.
He's a wizard as well?
No. Out of character, I don't have a word for what he is, do I?
No, you don't.
I didn't think I did. I don't know what he is.
Is he a bit like, well, you know Scamps, you know Celestia?
Yeah. No. I mean, kind of in the way that it's not precise and written down and all that like a wizard is.
She nods.
He sort of does magic with the forest in a way. is the best way I can describe it. Like, we live on a farm, right?
She nods.
And we live near the woods, near the big forest. And he would go into the woods and he'd take maybe a cow with him or something, and he'd come back without the cow. And then we'd have the best crops of anyone. And there was one time, these burglars, they came and they tried to ransack the house and all that, and he got a gun out and tried to threaten them away, but then they wouldn't go, and he managed to summon this big cloud, like a cloud, but it was on the floor. And
like a mist?
Kind of like a mist, yes, but thick, and they couldn't see, and he managed to scare them off by shooting and doing the voice thing that we can all do. This one, I do the big boomy thaumaturgy voice. And things like that, and the next day, he took in a couple of cows and didn't come back with them, and he probably had to pay for it somehow, and he could speak, he could talk to birds, and he could talk to sheep, and he taught me to do that. That's how I got into wizard school. I worked out how to do it. It was one of the first big things I did. I talked to a cat in front of them in the interview. It was stupid, but it got me in.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's my dad. My mom...
You must be really smart.
I hope so. Not as smart as you, from what I hear.
Papa said once, when I was very little, he told me a story that sounds a bit like that. About, it was an old halfling woman he met. And she lived by the sea. And he said she could speak to the fishes. And she could and she could calm the waves or whip them up. And
That's
she used
cool.
she was a fisherwoman, but she would always throw a portion of her catch back.
Ah. Yeah, that sounds similar. Because sometimes he'd walk into the woods with a few crops, like he was taking a few back. My mum never got it. She's great. Stern, serious. Bit easier to disguise. She needed a veil and gloves, but she could go to town and wouldn't take any shit from anyone. It was so scary, no one would question her. That's how she got away with the veil. Did you know you can give someone a hard stare from behind a veil? Because I do. I've seen it.
I did not know that.
You can. I promise you. But yeah, they're good people.
I never really knew Mama. I have some memories. I remember she was kind.
That's a good memory to have.
She was pale, like me, and like my sister Hope. You'd like Hope. She's out working. I think she's happy that. I think she's happy we can make an honest living now. I'm not sure my brother is. I think he likes the danger.
What courage?
She nods.
He needs less danger.
I think he's had enough danger.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I know I've only met him 5 minutes ago, but a lot of people in the army who look like that.
She nods.
He'll be okay. He's young. Like you. Not old and jaded like me.
Well, you must have made a difference. He's actually gone out today.
All right. That bad?
It's not been good.
I'm sorry.
She shrugs.
It's tough.
Maybe things will get better. Maybe a new place will help.
I hope.
She looks up. There's a little bit of mischief. Do you want to see something?
Of course.
Come upstairs.
Okay.
Come upstairs. And she leads you
She
up.
pulls me by the hand.
Yeah, pulls you by the hand and leads you up the stairs.
Where are we going?
Coming up to my room. Up to my room. She leads you all the way up towards the attic, and there is a skylight window that gives light up. And there's actually quite a lot of light in the room. She says, "I think this used to belong to a weaver."
All right. That's cool.
You see a broken loom in one corner that's been kind of pushed to one side.
A weaver. You don't weave yourself then. Look at the broken loom.
No, not quite. Although you can actually see,
I don't have the patience.
you can see parts of the loom have been cannibalized for a contraption which is filling most of the available floor space.
What are you making here? Is this yours?
Mm-hmm. As you look, you immediately recognize the materials that Wisdom has gathered together. There's both the classical elements of antimony, tantalum, molybdenum, and so on. This is essentially put together with it's very much with the materials that she's been able to get hold of. Although some of these materials cost quite a bit,
but they're all the same shit that's going up my arm.
Yeah, it's the same shit that's going up your arm, just less refined. This is an almost very experimental setup of sorts.
This is crazy. Where did you even get this shit from? This isn't easy to come by.
We used to be thieves.
Ah, good reason.
Anyway, I had, with a bit of help from Professor Wilkins, I was able to work out how to put some of these together based on something I saw.
Okay.
I've got to keep this a secret.
I'm pretty fantastic at keeping secrets.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You can trust me, don't worry. As if I'm gonna jeopardize you, come on.
Okay, so she points to the very center of the room, and there is a small tray. It's a little wooden tray, and there is a very, very small, it's about the size of like a knuckle bone, just a little red die, just like a standard D6 die. It's got the 6 facing
D&D
up.
characters having dice is really weird. So carry on.
So I've got to adjust a few things. You watch as she places her hands on 2 complex sort of arrangements, which are kind of like very stripped down setups, and focuses and connects to that talent that all wizards develop for tapping into that place behind the veil where the power that powers magic comes from. Focuses it through the equipment. Okay, keep your eye on the die.
I'm looking.
You look at the die, and there's a little bit of like a heat wave around it for a moment.
Ooh.
She pauses. Oh, one moment, realigns a couple of things. Focuses again. Heat wave. And it blinks. And it just moves half an inch to the left.
Shit. That's really good. That's really impressive. We've been talking to Scamp.
I got to watch them do their thing. And I took some notes.
How far did they go?
We went to the top of a building opposite and then back.
Oh, right. They took me from the Underdark to here. I nearly pissed myself. It was like a hole in reality. They, as far as I can tell, did some children's colouring in a book. And then we were just there. There was a circle. They had a circle. I looked at it, it was like gibberish.
Take some quick...
it's nothing that you will read in the book now.
No,
but if they're gonna do it really far, they need there to be one of those. There aren't that many. There's like 2, and like the whole world or something. They've only found 2 anyway.
But that would be... Okay, so that means that they've got a way of stabilizing it. Because the thing is, I have to set all of this up.
I don't think it's theirs. I don't think they made it. I think it was there anyway.
No, but you could make one. There's no reason you couldn't.
If you had time and you were very clever. I look at her pointedly.
She makes some sketches and seems completely distracted from what you're saying for a few minutes.
I just sort of watch her and grin.
He watches this
enormous diagram happen.
Honestly, like, child genius just seems to be working out stuff. And honestly, it's a little impressive what she's accomplished with what is essentially a first-year student's level of knowledge.
Some metal and bits of string is what it feels like. Yeah.
Much.
Well, out of character question, I'm assuming she's way better than I was at this age. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, this is like Mozart sort of thing.
Yeah, this is Mozart stuff.
Yeah.
And after she just continues sketching for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't interrupt, I just watch her and smile and just like disbelieving smile.
For a few moments she taps the side of her cheek. I have no idea where to even get started with that, but it's all useful
I think you do.
Data.
You're really good.
You said you got into university by talking to a cat, right?
Yeah.
She taps one of the instruments. This could be my ticket.
You do what Scamp does, you're fucking in. They won't give a shit if you've got horns. Well, actually, they are dicks, they might, but we're gonna sort that, okay?
She nods.
You're not gonna be the first one. I'm gonna try and do it right. Because surely if, Matcher, he has this idea, I don't know his plan yet, in detail. I know where I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing, but, I said to him I was done hiding, and he said, if we're gonna do it right for the press, I've gotta look like a war hero. Like a proper, big, army mage war hero. That way, the first out teeth mage will be somebody decorated and somebody respected and somebody looked up to. And that way, they might let you in.
I don't know why, but I don't like that. It just, there's something about it that feels...
Shit.
She nods. But, maybe it's the right thing to do in a, as you would say, a shitty situation.
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm sorry.
You don't need to be sorry.
I know.
You're right, it should just be okay.
But I'm sorry that... I'm sorry. But I'm thankful. And I'm sorry that I'm thankful.
I cannot.
No.
But this is your future we're playing with. I know that.
But it's yours as well.
Fuck mine. I've hidden for a long time. If I get sacked now, fine. But what I really couldn't live with is if the only other tiefling mage was an asshole who'd, walked into the courts of justice and just been like, fuck it, and just taken our horns out and looked insane and made us all look bad.
No, I think you're right.
I know it's shit, isn't it? It's shit that there's so much pressure on one of us to make all of us okay. Either you or me, we could apply that to, and it's not fair.
That makes 3. I guess, if we think of Scamp as well, but yes.
Yeah.
I hope they're okay.
Me too. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. They change people.
They do.
I'm sorry that you don't like the plan.
No, it's a good plan. It's a plan that makes sense, but you always want to believe these things just happen.
They don't just happen. A long time ago when I was applying, I just wouldn't have got through the door. That's what it was.
Thank you, then.
And as shit as it is, we need to change the impression of tieflings. We need to change how people look at us.
We do.
We know it's bullshit. Who cares if it was gods or demons that we're descended from? We're just fucking people, you know, but... we just... For you to get in, I need to not look like a charlatan thief who's trying to fuck the military up from the inside. I need to look like a decorated war hero who was a tiefling this whole time, by the way.
It's not fair that we have to do so much more.
No, it's not.
It's not fair that we have to make twice the effort for half the impact.
No. No, it's not. The thing is, I just accepted that for so long. And I thought maybe I'd do that forever, because I thought if I start being angry, I'm never gonna stop. And if I start getting upset, if I start crying, I'm never gonna stop. But then Scamp came along. And somehow I couldn't hide anymore. I know I've only got a couple of weeks left of it. I know what Match is doing is gonna be soon and I'm gonna be out. But fuck, this last bit is long. I've hidden for years, more than 20 years. And even before that, you know, I'd keep the horns short because then I could go to town with Mum. But I just... suddenly I can't do it anymore, and this last couple of weeks are so long. I'm so done. I just want to go to work, you know? Just like everyone else. Fucking hell, I'm doing the same thing I've done with your brother. I've only known you 5 minutes.
It's okay. Papa was talking to Courage. And Courage was saying it wasn't fair. And he said, he talked to him about an argument that he'd had with Mum years ago. And it had been a screaming row about living life. About...
oh, broad topic.
She could pass. She used to run the pub before. And then after that, Mordecai, when he came in, he took over running it, and we had a really...
Does he pass?
She nods. We had a really annoying fat man running it in the time between. He used to grift us for all the money, but we couldn't do anything about it.
Because he'd out you, yeah?
Yeah.
Bastard. Who is these people?
Shakes her head. Anyway, they had an argument about that. And Papa said, life's not fair. And
I hate that phrase.
And
my mom used to say it.
And Mama said, no, you're right. Life is not fair. Do you think it is fair for the mother dove who sees her eggs get snatched away by a hungry child who climbs up and takes them? Or do you think it is fair for the vole who gets snatched up by the hawk and eaten? Life is not fair. Life is cruel and cold. Fair? We make fair. We make just. We have to make it piece by piece. We have to carve it out of what is a world which is innately unfair. But the beautiful thing is that we can. And it is hard. And it costs much to lay that foundation. But once it is there, it's easier to hold on to. And bit by bit, it gets easier to keep the world fair. But it costs a lot to make it fair in the first place.
Yeah. I'm well aware that if this goes badly, it might cost me everything, but more importantly, it might cost you everything.
She nods.
I'm scared of fucking things up for you. I can be done. I can go be a pirate. Fuck it. I'm tired. But you've got a long way ahead of you.
You're not that old.
I know.
Scamp wouldn't say that. Scamp would say you are really old.
I'm so old, yeah.
I know my papa. You're not that old.
I feel it. All the time. But my point is, I've done wizard school, I've done all that shit. I love my job. I really do. I'm really good at it. And I love it. And I don't want to not do it anymore. I love doing magic, and I love leading a unit, and I actually really like that life. But if it's done, I guess it's done. I hope not.
I hope not too.
I just want to make sure you have a clear shot, and I think it's easier if someone else has done it first. And I just don't want to fuck it up for you. And I wanted to come here before I did anything because I wanted to check that you were okay with it for a start. This is your life I'm fucking with.
And yours. But you're right. You're right. Someone has to take the first step. And if it's not me, then I get to take the second step. And maybe the second step will be easier.
I mean, yours is still a first. You'd still be the first one to apply. But them knowing that you're not the first thief wizard
She nods.
might help a lot.
So
I did pretty bloody well at mage school, so, they'll know that we can do shit. I'm good at my job.
if you get through this with your job, please write to me and offer me help. I will probably have lots of questions.
Any help you need, I can write down any spell you want before I leave here. We can spend ages, I don't mind.
I am at the stage where I still need to learn theory before spells, but yes, thank you.
Fair enough. If there's anything I can help you with, I actually know stuff, so let me know.
She nods.
That would be fine.
All right.
But yeah, I'll let you know when it's happening, as well. Maybe I'll send or something if that's all right with you.
Do.
Doesn't freak you out or anything.
Come on then. I think she offers you a hand.
Take it.
I think maybe it's time we both went outside.
What, without a gesture at my hair?
That is up to you. But I will.
I hate this, but I can't yet.
It is okay.
If someone sees me before, it fucks the whole thing.
It's okay.
If I just get seen wandering around in Kion, it's
Then let me help you tie up your hair and we'll still go out.
That sounds nice.
Apparently they're all getting ready for the election tomorrow.
Oh, shit, yeah, of course. Wow. That's gonna be big.
She nods. Courage was saying there's a betting pool going on whether the leading candidate is going to try to skip town.
Oh, really?
Apparently he really doesn't want the job.
Why is he putting himself up then?
Oh, he's not.
All right, everybody else is.
She nods.
Oh, shit.
That's what I've heard. I've not been around here.
Oh. Is he a halfling?
Yes.
I think I met him. I think. Oh, see, I think I did.
Yeah, you did, briefly.
No, I did. I met him. Harassed-looking little guy. Tired.
She shrugs.
Really tired.
Don't know. Saw him once at a distance. All right, then. Shall we come out?
Yeah, let's do it.
Leading your hand, she leads you downstairs. You open the door, and the pair of you come out into the light of day.